Hi guys,
Uh,
good evening. I hope all of you are doing good. It's been a long time. I have been doing this Naga talk show, but I took a break because we wanted to do this like a season wise, and I will continue that. But today I had this thing in my mind. I wanted to do this small music talk with friends around the world, and the whole idea is to learn from one another and also pep talk and inspire the younger generation. So, with this thought, I'm here today, and I'm so happy to have one of my old buddy, one of the best voice in India, the rock star, the ultimate rock star from India. Girish, the frontman of Girish and the Chronicles, a hard rock and heavy metal band from Gangtok, Sikkim, and one of the most internationally recognized rock acts to come out of Indian continent. Subcontinent, and I'm sure most of the rock fans in India knows them. They started, I remember, back on Earth 2014, and I still remember Angel when we sang in that competition 2010, and
oh
I
yeah.
love the song, yeah. And Rock the Highway came up in 2020. Then Hail to the Heroes, I mean, they're one of my favorite rock bands, so I've been following them, and they were one of the bands that signed with Frontiers Record, one of the world's biggest rock metal labels, home to Journey, White Snake, etc. A major feat for Indian band, and also they've performed across the world, featured in international rock metal magazines, website. Collaborated with international artists like Chris Adler, ex Lamb of God, and the list goes on. So without further ado, I would like to welcome Girish. Hi, Girish. Welcome.
Hey, Elbow, long time no see. Good
Yeah,
to see
yeah.
you, man.
Still remember, I don't know whether you remember, we met 2010 at any GCC program, right?
Oh yeah, it
The
was in
competition?
this place, Silpogram, was it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
In
yeah.
Guwahati. There was some audition happening for
The
some competition.
Montenegro thing, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember that, man. Yeah, I remember listening to your voice. It was just so amazing.
And same voice. That was the first time I listened to you, and I'm like, wow, India, maybe aisa hota hai kya in the voice, That was like super cool.
For me.
Anyway, let's go straight today. We want to talk about your journey, about the band, and about the challenges. So let's go straight to the beginning. How did Girish and the Chronicle first come together? I think it was in Gangtok, right? Or how did it come out?
Yeah,
Started
yeah.
out.
Yeah, it's quite a long story, but yeah, it just, in short, it starts with me and Yogesh, during school days, growing up, learning music together, and eventually, dreaming of forming a band. Um, so, that's how siblings are when they are learning music. Generally, they end up trying to create a band or something. So, eventually, we formed a band in school, but, at that time in Sikkim, it was not really a thing that nobody would encourage you to take music or especially a rock band as a career path. It was just
Mhm,
unheard of. So yeah, eventually we headed towards college, this and that. But
mhm,
it was during college, during my first year, I realized that I have to pursue music. I
mhm,
found a lot of clearance that year, and
mhm,
so yeah, I met Suraj Nagin at that time. This was
mhm.
around 2006, and we became friends, and we kind of started doing small little shows because I dropped my college and I called these guys. Let's do
Okay,
it, and
okay, okay.
we started doing like performing in a small pub in Gangtok and in Darjeeling, and yeah, eventually, but I realized, I had no guidance or no one to talk to or anything, regarding how do we progress, how do we go beyond this and
Uh-huh.
stuff. So I realized, you know what, I have to go on a exploration journey. I cannot be here. So I told the guys, I let me go to some places and, set up a base and call you guys,
Wow.
and yeah, eventually I was lucky I got a job as a vocal instructor in a school, music school in Gurgaon. And
Wow.
I said, this must be the call. So I just left and I started working there. But after like about 2, 3 months, I realized this is not my thing.
Okay.
I have to be a stage performer. That's the only thing I want. So yeah, I started giving the guys hints, maybe we can start. But again, it was a very, I don't know, kind of a dark phase in my life. I was like lost. I came back home.
Mhm.
And then a few friends of mine told me, there's something happening in Kathmandu. Would you like to join? There's this small band in the streets of Tamil. They are performing and all. And would you like to just come to Nepal? I said yes. I was just living an adventurous life, I guess.
Uh-huh.
I had stopped thinking about progress, this and that. I just wanted to explore. I just wanted to understand the world and the world of music. And yeah, so after staying in Kathmandu for a year, I came back in 2009, and that's when it started. That was the point I realized, and now I cannot do these things anymore. Now I have to
Uh-huh.
find something permanent and something that can go for a long time. So
Mhm.
I started performing in this pub called Live and Loud in Gangtok.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And yeah. So Yogesh was a part of it. Yogesh kind of was on a vacation at that time. He was studying his sound engineering in
Yeah.
Chennai.
Uh-huh.
So he had come to Gangtok. He told me, "Hey, would you like to record your first single?" I said, "Yes, let's do it." And that's when we recorded Angel for the
Uh-huh.
first time, and it was sent for the TNT magazine. They used
Uh-huh.
to release compilations
Yeah,
and
the
stuff,
CD.
Yeah, yeah. So that year was quite magical. Eventually, as we were performing in Live and Loud, it was like Girish Unplugged live, and Yogesh had to leave, but Nagin and another guy named Noel, they started coming to my shows, and they started saying, "Hey, why don't we back you up as rhythm?" I said, "Yes, I really need that." Nagin started playing the percussions, and Noel was in bass, and eventually we started getting calls for, Alcharinga and those no, the usual festivals in the Northeast, so we said I was excited, and at that time my YouTube was kind of catching up, it was very new. And I had started uploading videos, this and that, and there was a little buzz going on, especially around the Northeast.
Uh-huh.
And so I had two identities. One was like Angel, the other one was a guy with acoustic guitar who covers these songs and all. So it was working for my
Mhm.
um, it was advantageous for me, So I told the guys, you know what, guys, we are getting calls from these music festivals, college level festivals, and all. Why don't we participate? And let's become a full electric band now. I'm like tired of doing this acoustic stuff, and we kind of started remembering the songs we used to jam back in 2006.
Mhm.
Kind of started practicing and all. We were all ready, but the thing is, I just hated singing and also taking the responsibility for the lead guitars. It was just too much. And just before leaving, Suraj called again.
Okay.
He was like, "Hey, you guys are not leaving without me. I'm gonna join you guys." I was like,
Oh.
"Okay, welcome back to the band." So the old 2006 band was back, and Yogesh was still in Chennai at this time, but he was the guy who would who to whom we would send the tracks, for
Okay.
mixing, producing, and stuff. So eventually, that's how the GATC journey started. So
Okay. Oh,
yeah,
interesting, interesting. I still remember when I saw you guys, I think that time Yogesh was not there. There was another guy playing bass. I think so. Maybe he was
yeah,
studying
yeah.
sound engineering then, right?
His name was Noel. So
Okay.
he was kind of Noel has been around for a very long time. Even
Okay.
when
Okay.
we started out, he was already like a semi-veteran in the scene. See, he
Wow.
used to
Okay.
be a part of some really good bands back in the day as well.
Okay.
So
Okay.
he was a reliable guy and all, but he
Acha.
had other plans and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, so eventually it was around 2011 he decided to leave, and that's when I called Yogesh. Hey,
Okay.
I need your help in this show. Can you like play the bass for me? And he was not even a bassist. Yogesh is a drummer and a guitarist,
Oh,
but
really?
he said, "Okay, fine, I'll try." And
Acha.
I gave him a bass, and he just covered the entire show. And fortunately or unfortunately, he became a bassist. I think he
Oh man,
still
it's
loves the guitar
destiny,
and
man. That's
drums more though.
destiny. Okay. Anyway, you said you dropped out college for music. So was there, what was your parents or the family reaction, when you say, I want to be a rock star, because I mean, coming from this region, I can totally understand you because they expect us to do government job, doctor, engineer,
Right.
everybody. So what was
Yeah,
your
yeah.
family reaction?
Yeah, when I finally decided that I should be leaving and pursuing music, the first thing that came to my mind is how do I put it across, how do I tell my parents about it? And that's when I took a call, I'm not gonna tell anyone. I just took the whole matter into my own hands and I went to all the professors and the deans and all, and then, signed the whole thing, that I'm leaving kind of a thing.
Wow.
I've forgotten what the process was called, but yeah. And then after the whole process was done, I called my dad and mom and like, guys, I'm like, sorry, I'm leaving the college. I really have to pursue music. And I mean, they are the kind of parents who are very supportive from the very start. The very reason why we got to learn music and got to learn all our instruments and everything was because our parents have always been supportive. And in fact, a lot of kids in Gangtok growing up at that time were not so lucky.
Mhm.
Parents would simply smash the guitars, if anyone
Yeah.
was wasting their time learning instruments and stuff. So yeah, that way we were lucky. The reaction was, of course, my dad was very concerned. I could see the look on his face. He was like, "Oh no, what is he gonna do now?" Because forming a band and trying to make it was unheard of in
Yeah.
Gangtok at that time. But and yeah, mom was kind of like, moms are more cooler, I think, in these kind
Yeah.
of matters. Like, "Okay, carry on. So
Okay.
I'm sure for the longest time he was very concerned, till
Mhm.
I finally started kind of, you know, uh, gaining some success later on.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm sure they're proud of you now, Anyway, let's
Oh
move.
yeah, they're really happy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's move on to the next one. So, see, there's so many bands who came after us, so many bands, but they're no more. I mean, and GATC, have been going on 2009. Now it's 2025. So, what's the toughest part of keeping a rock band alive? For a decade, what are the challenges and what is the thing that is like keeping you guys together?
It's I think in our case, like how they say, it's like sometimes the stars just align. I
Hmm.
think it was something like that because none of us wanted to do anything else. I mean, I never wanted to do any other job or anything else. The
Hmm.
same was the case for Suraj, our guitarist, and Yogesh, the same thing. The max we could do is like maybe I'll do some production work, I'll open a studio, but it all revolved around the same thing. So somehow we just stuck to each other wherever we, because I think not only that, every year I wanted to make sure there was something exciting going on. Whether it was uh, planning to go to another country to do something or create a little tour, but we were all in. The first year, most of the months were spent taking part in competitions and doing all sorts of exciting stuff, related to music. And the next year, we got to do, and then by 2012, we got an opportunity to go and work in Hong Kong as a band in a really big club out there. So we
Wow.
stayed in Hong Kong for a year. So I think we were, no matter what, we were creating really creating stuff that we just would like really enjoy. And I don't know how to put it, but yes, the key point is we just decided to stick together no matter where we were.
Uh-huh.
I go to Hong Kong, the whole band comes to Hong Kong. I come to Bangalore, the whole
Wow.
band comes to Bangalore. So we've been working like that basically.
Wow, that's dedication and passion. At the end of the day, it's all passion. Now let's talk about your recent success. America's Got Talent, and I believe this is also rock fans we knew who Girish and the Chronicles, but many people who don't listen to rock came to know you guys, especially from India, from Northeast and all. So how did it all happen? Anyway, congratulations first of all. Really proud of you guys.
Thank you
So
so much.
how did it all happen? Can you please take us through the journey?
Yeah, it all started last year. I suddenly got this message on, I think it was either Instagram or email, they were saying like, I'm one of the producers from America's Got Talent. Would you guys be interested? And at first I was like, nah, this like, random messages and stuff, But they were quite consistent, they kept telling me and I was like, okay, let me start chatting. And then, this, we started chatting and then I kind of got to know, okay, this is kind of serious, but I was still not sure because we never were the kind of a band that wanted to take part in such
Mhm.
competitions, especially like television shows and all. Because I remember a long time back, we were also invited to other shows like India's Got Talent and all. We just were never into all that. But this time it was like, I think we were kind of. I think I kind of realized, this is a good opportunity for us to be seen on a world stage by everyone. We are trying to promote our albums, our own music, and there are so many people that don't know about us, and there are so many rock fans, especially fans who grew up listening to the 80s, 90s rock music. None of them know us, especially outside India and some parts of Europe, and our usual listeners in the US or wherever, we just wanted to reach out to the masses. And yeah, one thing led to the other, and I was convinced that this is really happening. And they said, you guys don't have to worry about anything. Everything is taken care of. You guys just need to say yes. So we're gonna fly you in. And I was like,
Wow.
yeah, let's do it. It was like, yeah, and we had a great time. So
Mhm.
this was one of those things where, where you don't have to worry much. Okay, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna arrange the funds? This, that, no matter what, those things
Oh.
always come, man. It was like really cool, yeah.
Okay, that's amazing. All this time I thought like you guys were doing your own flight and everything, I was thinking like that. Oh,
Yeah, even for me, it was a surprise, Oh, okay, if that's the case, like, why not? We are like going for a vacation.
awesome, awesome. But you guys deserve it, man. You've worked hard and the talent is the talent that speaks. So anyway, is there any behind the scene moments, that you want the fans to know, anything funny, anything unexpected, emotional, during the AGT, tour?
Yeah, lots. I still remember the first time we were backstage,
Mhm.
and we were like, till that point, everything kind of felt okay. This is a TV show. We're just gonna perform. But when we entered the backstage and the auditorium was finally full, and right before that, someone had told us that that was the same auditorium where Michael Jackson did his first moonwalk, it seems. I was like, wow, really?
Wow.
And then it seems like Van Halen also had done a lot of concerts in that auditorium. So that had already charged us up, And finally, suddenly there was this huge roar from the audience, like the episode has begun or something like that. Terry announced something and they were like going wild. I was like, oh my God, that is a loud audience. I was like, I started getting a little nervous, but a good kind of nervous. I always feel like I like that kind of nervousness, and yeah, so it was like thrilling. I
Wow.
think that moment was really, really
Awesome.
memorable. But other than that, yeah, I mean, there are a lot of funny stories, but I'm
Okay.
not being able to remember any right
It's
now.
okay. So, how did the judges react off camera? I mean, did you get any personal comments or feedback from them off camera?
Yeah, off camera, everybody really congratulated us. Terry was like, "You guys are amazing," and all, And then
Uh-huh.
backstage, there was some filming going on for some commercial, and
Okay.
Sophia, Howie, Simon, and everybody were there. Melby, and
Uh-huh.
they were all like, "You guys are really good," and all, But I think for them, this happened so many times, and all, but
Uh-huh.
they were like, "You guys are really cool." But someone from there was a lady from NBC. She was like, "You guys should have been the golden buzzer tonight." We really loved you, and I think she helped us get some really good articles on those websites and
Wow.
stuff.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. Anyway, now let's move to Northeast. So there are so many musicians from Northeast, and we know that, there are enormous talent here, but only few gets to go out. So you have shown that artists from the Northeast can make it on a global stage, and you have inspired so many people right now. And so, what's your message to the next generation of musicians from our region who are pursuing, who wants to pursue music?
Yeah, I think the most important thing, like, is probably about just keeping at it, being consistent.
Mhm.
Because a lot of bands and band members kind of, you know, because of the lack of shows or venues or whatever, opportunities, a lot of times what happens is someone will start, saying that I can't continue this anymore. I need to join a job. I need to take care of my family. And I understand, those are real problems. That's real life, and not everybody can just be like, I don't care what happens to me, because there are responsible people also, unlike me. Just kidding. Oh, well, I think just keep doing your thing no matter what, you guys can meet once in a while, once a month, or maybe once a week, just
Mhm.
talk to each other. How's life going? Okay, hey, how about we record a song, next week? Just do something, post something, put some music out there, keep doing your stuff, and just don't give up. I think,
Then
no
don't give
matter
up.
what you do, where you're going, you don't have to forget about your band or anything, I think
Mhm.
you can just keep going, and eventually I feel like there will be a lot of like-minded people who will notice you and they will
Mhm.
become your fans, and that's how it goes, right? So
Okay, okay. So being consistent and don't give up, Anyway,
I
so
feel so, yeah.
yeah. So how do you see the rock metal scene in Northeast evolving in next few years? I mean, how do you see it?
Artist, well, talent wise, skills wise, there has never been, how do I put it? We've never lacked,
Mhm.
behind. Northeast is like extremely talented. Every household will have someone playing the guitar, I'm sure of it. And the kind of singers, the kind of guitarists out there, I just decided to put myself out there, I just kept showing myself, whether it's YouTube, this, that, and a lot of people can take example from you as well. You back in the day, remember when you started out, you started releasing like really good quality videos and songs, and they were like very high level stuff that you were also doing, right? And I think that's what everybody kind of needs to keep doing. I feel once again it comes back to consistency and the lack of proper management and stuff, because at the end of the day we are just artists, and especially people like us, especially from the Northeast, no matter how much we try, we at the end of the day, at the core, we are very simple people. We have this super simple nature, and it's easy for people to just kind of make I don't know, misuse or misuse that
Yeah,
factor. You maybe they will just end up paying you like really less, or maybe you can't negotiate, because we have this thing that where we need to keep our respect. We have those kind of things going on, especially
yeah,
I think people, all of us from the Northeast regions, so I feel like no matter what, it's okay to have like a tight management who will do the talking on your behalf, someone who's doing all the groundwork and stuff, while you should be focusing on your music and your ideas, your vision. You share it with your management and everything. This is what I want to do, this is what we need to pursue and stuff like that. So I think if such factors, if every band kind of thinks of it as a business, as work, I
Mhm.
think it will really, really reach the next level of heights.
Yeah.
And I can talk about Nagaland itself. I think Tafma is kind of totally doing that. They are. doing a lot of things where no other state, I think, has things like that. They are
Yeah.
like totally kind of teaching the new artists and bands like how there can be a proper management and backing, stuff like
Mhm.
that. I'm a little out of words. I think I'm not really in the zone today, where like
Yeah.
where
No, no,
words
no.
are not really coming out of me. But I think the message is
Mhm.
clear,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
guess.
we got it. Thank you so much. So for those who don't know, Girish and the Chronicles are coming to Nagaland once again, and we are so excited to tell you today that they're performing on the 27th of November at the DDC Stadium, Dimapur, organized by Molong Nimson Lanur Telongjam, Dimapur, and it's in aid of House of Friendship All Age Home. So we are so happy to, welcome you back once again. So how does it feel to be coming back to Nagaland, again?
Oh, it's always sweet, because I just love being in Nagaland. I love the food so much, especially, we are all fans of Naga food. So,
Uh-huh.
and yeah, generally it's like I feel like cleansed whenever I'm there. There's
Uh-huh.
so much of greenery, like especially in the outskirts and all. It's
Yeah.
always nice to be there and lovely people. Great rock audience, but most of all, everybody understands what rock music is. Everybody seems to know, like, where you're singing wrong or if you're going off note and all. And I love that, it's like a challenge. You know what? I'm in Nagaland, especially in places like, you know, Dimapur and Kohima or wherever, it's always like, I'm gonna give my 110%
Mhm.
tonight because
Wow.
when you give the audience the mic, they are like singing in perfect pitch and it's
Uh-huh.
crazy.
There's a joke. There was one concert where the guitar player was playing wrong, so the audience came up on the stage and played and showed him their.
I wouldn't be surprised. Absolutely. And a lot of times there are these opening bands and,
Mhm.
bands that you've never heard of, but they are performing so good, like, oh man, these guys are so good. And
Mhm.
I just feel like, how come, like, so many bands? I wish everybody could know them and all.
Thank you, thank you. Okay, so what can the fans expect from the show? Like any new set list, any new song collaboration? What can we expect from you guys here this time?
Yeah, so we are gonna play our classics, whatever
Mhm.
that's called, and
Yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
we're gonna include the stuff we did in AGT, and we are also planning to play a couple of new songs from our upcoming album, which we
Ooh.
have not revealed at all. But
Okay.
I'm really excited to kind of try them out,
Mhm.
how it feels to play them live and stuff like that. So I'm really excited. But I think at the end of the day, we're in the Northeast, and every once in a while, people will want to jam some classics, from bands like Guns N' Roses, Bon Jovi, and all. And I think we are totally up for that too. We just want to party with everyone,
Awesome.
basically.
Awesome. So, any last message to your fans, the people who loves you, and then for in your own style, what would you like to tell them, about the concert and you know, to all the fans in
Yeah,
Nagaland?
I just want to say thank you for keeping rock and roll alive, and thank you for always supporting Girish and the Chronicles. I almost said Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
we
like,
need to.
wow, dude. But but yeah, I mean, well, we've opened for them twice, so no worries.
Yeah,
But yeah, I'm just really thankful, to everyone who've supported us, and it's almost like now we are coming to Nagaland every year, towards the end of the year, and I'm just really grateful that we get to do this every year, and
awesome, awesome.
I just want to give everyone a really good rock show, so please be there. And I'm expecting a lot of people
Mhm.
because this is your chance to, like, if you want to beat me to my own screaming, please be there. I'll
Yeah.
give you the mic.
And it's not just the show, man. We love your sound check also, man. It went viral, and then
Yeah.
your sound check is like the
I
craziest sound
I
check.
can't believe that video like suddenly, just boom, like what is
Yeah.
going on? But yeah, I have to do that now in every show.
Mhm, mhm. And
Well, let's see. Maybe this new sound check might beat the older record, huh?
yeah, yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much for giving your time, and we're looking forward. And hopefully, I mean, if you guys can get time, we can have like a face-to-face interview with the whole band. It would be lovely, if you can take out time. Yeah.
Absolutely, man. I would love to do that. And I had a great time tonight also.
Same here. Thank you once again, and we'll see you soon, Girish. And all the best. Looking forward. God bless.
Thanks, Oliver. Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah.